Emily woke in the penthouse, city lights spilling through floor-to-ceiling windows. Her hand tingled where the ring rested, a cold reminder of last night's whirlwind. The memory of Daniel's fury still echoed in her ears, but she pushed it aside. Adrian stood silently across the room, arms crossed, watching her. "Sleep well?" he asked. His tone was casual, but Emily knew it carried weight. She hesitated. "I can't believe I agreed to this." Adrian's lips curved slightly. "You didn't agree. You chose the only person who could protect you from him." Daniel's rage hadn't calmed overnight. He stormed into the office where Adrian had a meeting, whispering threats into the air. Emily couldn't shake the image of his clenched fists, or the sinister gleam in his eyes. Meanwhile, Adrian was calm as ever. "He won't back down," he said, flipping through files. "But neither will we. You need to be ready, Emily." She swallowed hard, feeling a mixture of fear and excitement. Her pulse quickened at the thought of taking control of her own story. Breakfast was tense. Emily picked at her toast while Adrian made coffee, his movements precise. "We need a plan," he said, finally breaking the silence. "Daniel will do something stupid. He always does." Emily nodded, trying to mask her nervousness. "What kind of plan?" she asked. Adrian's gaze met hers, sharp and calculating. "We turn his betrayal into his downfall." Later, they walked through the city streets. Emily's heels clicked against the pavement, echoing through the evening air. She felt the power shift in her hands now. Every glance from strangers, every passerby, seemed to sense the tension between her and Adrian. Adrian glanced at her. "You have to be confident. People feed off weakness. Show them you're untouchable." Emily nodded slowly, feeling the thrill of a new kind of control. The first encounter with Daniel came sooner than expected. He appeared at a charity gala where Emily and Adrian were attending, flanked by his usual smug entourage. Emily kept her gaze forward, refusing to acknowledge him. Adrian's hand brushed hers subtly, a reminder that she wasn't alone. Daniel's eyes widened. He hadn't expected her to recover so quickly. "You think you can humiliate me and walk away?" Daniel hissed as he cornered Emily in the hallway. She raised an eyebrow. "I think you made the mistake of underestimating me," she replied, calm but deadly. Adrian stepped forward silently, his presence enough to make Daniel pause. The gala continued around them, oblivious to the tension in the hallway. Guests whispered as Daniel retreated, furious. Emily felt a surge of power she hadn't expected. Adrian's gaze lingered on her. "This is only the beginning," he murmured. Emily's heart raced at both the warning and the thrill behind his words. That evening, Emily reviewed messages Daniel had left on her phone. Threats, excuses. Please, she ignored them all. Each one fueled her determination to stay strong. Adrian appeared beside her. "Let him try. We'll be ready." Emily smiled faintly. It was the first time she felt truly unafraid since the betrayal. The next day, Adrian took Emily to a private art gallery in the city. The lights reflected off the paintings, casting shadows that seemed to mimic their emotions. He handed her a small note. "Remember why you're here. Power is yours." She looked at him, a mix of confusion and excitement. The city outside glittered like a promise. Emily wandered the gallery, tracing her fingers along the glass frames. Each piece seemed to tell a story of control, ambition, and power, just like Adrian. He appeared beside her. "Your story is just beginning," he whispered. She looked up, meeting his eyes. "I hope I'm ready." Back at the penthouse, Emily began strategizing. She made lists, considered options, and even planned contingencies for Daniel's next move. Adrian watched silently, impressed. "You're learning fast," he said. Emily smirked. "I have no choice." Night fell, and city lights reflected off the floor-to-ceiling windows. Emily stood by the balcony, thinking of Daniel's betrayal and what she could do to reclaim her life. Adrian approached quietly. Revenge isn't just about anger. It's about control. Emily nodded, feeling the weight of his words and the thrill of their plan. The following morning, Daniel attempted a public confrontation at a business meeting. Emily was present, accompanied by Adrian. "Emily, this isn't over," Daniel snapped. She calmly sipped her coffee, letting him fume. Adrian's presence alone kept him in check. Emily realized she wasn't the same timid bride anymore. Each encounter with Daniel strengthened her resolve. She had become calculated, confident, and untouchable. Adrian watched her silently, pride hidden behind a mask of indifference. "Good," he said, almost to himself. The evening brought a private dinner with Adrian. "You've handled Daniel well today," he said. Emily laughed softly, a mix of pride and disbelief. "I didn't think I could." "You're stronger than you think," Adrian replied, his gaze lingering on her with an intensity that made her pulse quicken. A sudden message popped on Emily's phone. "Daniel has a plan. Be careful," she showed Adrian. He simply nodded. "Exactly what we expected. Now it gets interesting." Emily and Adrian reviewed the situation, making plans for Daniel's next move. Every step had to be precise. One wrong move could unravel everything. "Are you ready for this?" Adrian asked. Emily took a deep breath. More than ever. Daniel's next move came during a charity auction, attempting to humiliate Emily publicly. But she was prepared. Each word, each glance, countered him effortlessly. Adrian's presence beside her was silent but commanding, a shield she didn't realize she needed. By the end of the evening, Daniel was defeated not physically, but socially and emotionally. Emily felt an unfamiliar sense of satisfaction. Adrian smiled faintly. "You're learning the rules fast. Keep this up, and you'll never be vulnerable again." As they returned to the penthouse, a mysterious envelope awaited Emily. Her name was written in elegant script. She opened it slowly, heart racing. Inside was a photo, and a message that read, "You think you're safe? Think again." Emily's eyes widened. Adrian's expression darkened.